Curlyhead Productions.
Take three.
Pitch. Take 3.
Hi, we're Curlyhead Productions and our movie is called Playback. And our chosen genre is crime, but we initially wanted to do sports, which is why we're incorporating basketball.
So our plot consists of 2 to 3 characters who go up against each other in a basketball game, results in an argument/conflict and the death of one of the players. And well, the movie includes the detective through the course of the movie who tries to figure out who the murderer was.
So we kind of talked about kind of where we want to be and what we kind of wanted to do for our opening. So we wanted to start our opening in a graveyard, so with like a funeral scene, but it's like not a funeral because a funeral would be too difficult to act, so more like paying respects in a graveyard. But we're gonna cut to the match that mostly fueled the murderous intent that caused to the death of one of the players. So we're also aiming like to not show any of the players' faces apart from at the funeral. We're not going to show any of the players' faces, so we're not sure who's the person that actually died. And we're going to have a monologue of the killer over the top, kind of like saying, giving us an idea, like, you know, as monologues do, they give you an idea and set kind of like the foundation of what's going to be happening in the movie. So we're kind of going for that idea. We want to also be doing cuts between the like paying respects and the match. So even if we don't tell them that it's in the past, they can kind of get the idea from the way we cut it. We want to also show the conflict between the two by showing it just like a quick little, maybe it may not even be long, it may just be one person pushing the other, just to show like the conflict, and it gets broken up by the coach. And that's pretty much the concept ideas we're going for. And the kind of thing is, we're going to need the graveyard, or a graveyard, which there's one nearby, and we're just going to, we were talking yesterday to Miss, and she was saying it was very macabre that if we're going to pay respects to a random person's grave, but it's possible to do. But we're also going to need like a sports hall. We can use the school sports hall, very easy to do. For getting a character of the coach, there's a group that plays here on Thursday of group of men, and it'll be very easy to acquire one of them. And we're also going to be acting in it as well, so that simplifies a lot of the need for players. Okay guys, can we have some feedback please?
In terms of locations, I think you've picked 2 really good locations, in the sense that you've based it in a kind of sports setting, so you've got sports facilities in the school. I think maybe you should look outside of the school for maybe, I know we have a basketball is the sports. We've got basketball hoops, but do we have really like, it looks like a school PE hall. You might want to look at maybe somewhere that you could kind of pass off as more of a sports arena, if you know what I mean. Somewhere that's got like seated, you know, seats for guests on the side, something like that.
Right.
So look maybe a better kind of location other than just a school sports hall. You're going to have to think about costume in particular for these basketball players. Like, so their kit, if you like, I think you're going to need to borrow some kit. So it looks like they're like...
I've got a lot of kids.
Good, okay, so you're going to need characters that look athletic, okay?
Do I look athletic?
No.
Well, it is. I look athletic, I think I do. There is a group of men that play here on Thursday, and I have been going there, so yeah, I think it would be rather easy to acquire one of them to play like the coach. And they are big men.
Okay,
so,
that's a good idea. So, but you need to approach one of them, and you know what, when you just meet someone for the first instance, it's one thing, but getting them to act is a completely different thing. So perhaps one of the things you could do is a very brief kind of casting, get them to read a few lines to camera, decide which one you think is going to be able to do it. So you could do so. So maybe write that down. Casting with the coach. Casting for coach. Okay, so you were thinking about 2 alternatives. One was cutting from the funeral to the fight scene, and one is cutting from the funeral to the game that caused the fight. Which of the 2 do we think are better for the opening?
Funeral to the fight scene.
You think fight scene? You think
game.
Why is that?
I think this one.
I didn't hear you.
I think it's more cooler.
You think it's cooler?
Also, I guess you could argue that it creates more of an enigma, like a riddle, as in, if you cut straight to the fight scene, then that fight links to the kind of idea of like the death, and almost you've kind of almost told the story already. So perhaps cutting to the game, it creates more of a kind of enigma code, like, oh, so they had a game and now there's this guy dead, what's happened in between? So perhaps you could justify it on those grounds, yeah? Any questions you have?
Is it something you would go and watch personally? Is it something you guys would go and watch? If you heard a movie came out like that, is it something you think you would go and watch?
Right, a murderer in a basketball team.
Yeah.
Depends if Channing Tatum was in it, I'd go watch it.
Ladies?
Yeah, definitely go watch it.
Thank you. Alright.